Tony Ferguson had confused Brock Lesnar asking to see a replay after unique KO before epic UFC run. Brock Lesnar and Junior Dos Santos acted as coaches on the 13th season of MMA's first reality TV show. At one point, the WWE legend and former UFC heavyweight champion made a comment that left Tony Ferguson furious, but for the most part, they worked well together. Before that, El Cucuy showed off his weird and wonderful style with a preliminary round knockout. Throwback, MMA legend was never the same after Brock Lesnar broke his face during devastating UFC beatdown. Tony Ferguson KO'd stunned Brock Lesnar. Years of watching Ferguson fights have taught MMA fans that he is dangerous from every position. Lesnar found that out when he watched the future interim UFC lightweight champion KO Justin Edwards. The 6-0 prospect had top position, which Lesnar used to pummel opponents during his UFC career. Edwards still got put to sleep as Ferguson was able to pivot before landing a nasty upkick to the chin. Ferguson's foe collapsed face-first to the floor, where he ate several unnecessary follow-up shots. Lesnar immediately celebrated with his fighter before admitting he didn't quite understand what he had just witnessed when asked to break down the fight in front of UFC cameras backstage. "I don't even know what happened," he admitted. "Can I check the replay, maybe?" What's next for Tony Ferguson? Tony Ferguson hasn't fought since making an unwanted piece of UFC history in August 2024. The 41-year-old submission defeat to Michael Chiesa was his 8th in a row inside the octagon. Since then, the fan favorite has parted ways with the UFC and crossed over to the sport of boxing. He'll make his ring debut against influencer Salt Poppy at Misfits 22 in Manchester, England, on August 30th. During an exclusive pre-fight chat with Bloody Elbow, Ferguson named a 0-2 UFC fighter who hit him harder than Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, and Nate Diaz. "Before I was in the UFC, I always say it was Brock Jardine," he replied when asked to name his hardest-hitting opponent to date. "We went in there for a 5-round fight. It was my first 5-round fight. I took it on short notice, and we went in there and rocked and rolled. It's hard to find film on that one, but damn, that was the one that set me up for everything because I was brought in to lose. Nobody was counting on me to win, but I was ready, I showed up, and we made it happen. I rocked and rolled and made it to the UFC. So Brock Jardine was one of the hardest ones.